welcome to our final episode of 2022. Did that year fly by, or was it just me? This episode, we are going to talk about the people we met in the past year. What I love about doing 2 episodes a month or every other week is that I have more time to get to know people and to really kind of dive deeper into their stories. So behind me is my 1890s farmhouse. And for those of you who have old houses, you know that renovating them costs a lot of money. Usually takes longer than you think it will. Over the past 2 years, we have spent about probably 12 months working on the house. So I'm going to show you some of the results of that and also talk about the experience of decluttering the house in order to insulate and renovate it. I also wanted to share the really amazing news that our friends and partners at New England Federal Credit Union are joining us for another year in 2023. I'm so grateful for their support. So this year, my mom, Sophie Quest, won the AARP Top Volunteer Award, the Andrus Award for Community Service. So, Mom, why do you think it's important to volunteer in the community?
Well, it just gives you such pleasure to be connected closely to your community and then to be able to contribute to it.
You're also volunteering by letting this cat lie next to you. So behind me is a beautiful radiator which got sandblasted and repainted during this renovation. This is my window seat. It was made with old timbers from this house, so this wood is about 150 years old. Our beloved Pennyclouse Cafe. After 25 years, they closed their doors on December 11th. We are so grateful for all the food and love and community and family that you've provided us for the past 25 years. Our friend VJ, the Burlington arborist, tells me that the 5 arborists who work for Burlington, yes, we have 5 arborists. That's why it's so beautiful here in Burlington, planted 385 trees this year. So I checked in with our friend Yana Walder. She has raised around $130,000 for the people of Ukraine. And she has also brought 5 Ukrainians here to Vermont. She traveled to Ukraine in August. She rescued a dog. She checked in with her family, and she's hoping to start a nonprofit. So thank you, Yana, for all you're doing. Checked in with our friend pianist Annemieke McLane, who very sadly lost her house to a fire and then rebuilt it with her family. And she tells me she has lots of upcoming concerts. I'm going to try to put them on the screen right there. And this is the news I'm really excited about. They have 2 new cats. Every house needs an animal of some kind, in my humble opinion. So I heard from Juliana Parker of Otter Creek Wildlife Rescue, which she runs with her daughter Sophia. All the animals that we met in that video, the raven, the owl, the crow, little baby opossums, little baby woodchucks, they've all been released into the wild. Thank you for all you do, Juliana and Sophia. So of course we all love Clinton Alger, also known as Yogi, the road foreman of the Huntington Highway Department. When we made the video, Yogi was getting ready to retire. Well, they made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and he's back at work again this winter. And Yogi's video earned this American Public Works Association award. This is Yogi, I'm busier than a bandit. That's so funny. So our friends at Juniper Arts Creative, we covered them up in Derby when they were working on a mural. In the past year, they have done 9 community murals, and they're literally changing the face of Vermont with this artwork. I also want to congratulate Will Casso-Condry for winning the first ever Vermont prize.
And we all wait through the longest night. We do not wait alone.
So we also lost some dear friends in 2022. Pete Sutherland, an amazing musician, Marshall Webb of Shelburne Farms, Will Rapp. They all did so much for our state and will not be forgotten. Last year we got really cold outside with John Predom, also known as Snow Dog. And you can read behind the scenes in the final paper of 2022. And with fresh snow, John has been busy with new designs. So I heard from our friend Sue in East Barnard, the town where we almost got stuck in the mud, but not quite. And she tells us that they have a Christmas Eve service outside with bonfires, and our friend John Levitt, remember we met him? Hi, John.
No use buying a tractor because you still got to have your horses to pull the tractor out when it gets stuck.
They commemorate community members who were loved and lost on the East Barnard Memory Tree. Because the holidays can be really hard when you have lost a loved one. The video about the Allen Home farm was really popular on Facebook. Retail has closed for the year and they are currently making pies for next year. That's right. That's how many pies they make. So we met Liza, who was stuck in Canada during the pandemic. And great news, soon after the video came out, she got her permanent residency, which makes life with her wife, Jose, much easier. They have since then traveled back to Vermont. They got all of her things, closed down her Vermont apartment. She was able to travel to America multiple times to see her niece and nephews for their birthdays. And they got a new dog. His name is Burley. And he's pretty much the cutest thing ever, but don't worry, Benson, you're still adorable. Remember our spooky episode 666 with Joe Citro? Joe was busy in October, as he always is. He had a few readings, and this year his Loose Ends book came out. He's getting ready to republish his Lake Monsters book. And you want to hear a secret about my sister, Margot Harrison, the author, the TikTok star? Well, she's got a 4th book on its way out. Stay tuned. So here we are in my workroom, my study, and if you recall, last year at the beginning of the year, I met with organizer Porter Knight, and she helped me figure out how to get my study into a bit better shape. It was crammed full of stuff, and it's a problem I've had my whole life. I collect things and I cram them in to any space I have. I'm always trying to get on top of it, and I finally had to because the ceiling in this upstairs got ripped out so we could remove the vermiculite, which was full of asbestos. In order to do that, we had to take everything out of the upstairs. It all had to be brought downstairs. And then we had to fix the upstairs, build a new ceiling, and bring everything back up again. In the midst of all this upheaval, my 88-year-old mom, Sophie, also broke her ankle. That made it difficult to navigate a house that was filled with stuff and turned upside down. So none of this could have been possible without my builder, Dario Giesler of Dario Carpentry. It is hard work restoring old houses.
First one. Hello.
Hello.
It's looking good.
It does look good. Shelves for all my clutter. The more shelves, the better. And through all the endless work, my cat slept and slept and slept some more. So here are the results. As you can see, it's a lot less cluttered. I have this new built-in closet, which contains all my clothes. So instead of having all the clothes hanging out looking messy, I've got them all crammed into a closet. So here's the Alison Bechtel drawing, which got framed by my friend Jennifer. I'd said to Porter Knight, I want to have a desk that can be kept clean. And I think that really helps my peace of mind. I used to have a filing cabinet that was just crammed full of stuff. I have since then become much better at getting rid of paper. I still have stuff. I have old stuffed animals, I have VHS tapes, but I have less stuff and it's more curated. My old doors got refinished. They're really beautiful. This area was all clothes, like clothes that were crammed and grabbing at you, and now curated records and photos, and this whole area had to get redone in order to take the asbestos out of the attic. You know, I've still got stuff. There's all my shoes. And I even got a little crazy about organizing my sock drawer. Check that out. This floor got redone. Look how beautiful this floor is. My house was probably built around 1885, so the city says. But in doing my research, I think it was more likely built in 1871. So it had this hideous old vinyl siding that was probably put in the 1970s. It had rotting fascia And I think some squirrels were living in my walls.
I had horrible icicles in the winter, which means that my house was not properly insulated.
It's been a long 2 years, but we did it. We finally did it. I feel like I'm the caretaker for this house, and it's my goal to make it strong for generations to come. It's thanks to our partners at New England Federal Credit Union, thanks to 7 Days, thanks to all of you out there. I hope that you had happy holidays. I hope your new year is joyful and lucky and healthy. And thank you for watching and going on this journey with us. So we will get stuck in Vermont with you again, because I'm not done yet. Real soon. All right, time to go play in the snow. Are you gonna come with me? Do you have any stories about old houses? I would love to hear them. It's literally all I watch. I watch all the old house renovation shows. So put them in the comments. I would love to hear about them. Winter Wonderland. I love Vermont.